So in class, we spoke a little bit about how culture shapes society, how culture shapes notions of health, illness, disease. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about how your program trains midwives to take that into account, right? To be culturally sensitive when they take care of women during childbirth and before and after as well.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just say this to you because this is something that we take a little bit of strength about in terms of, but we train dogs, we educate midwives. So when we go through an education system, we try to make sure that our students really understand all the cultural norms that are happening here. You know, this is New York City, it's a melting pot. You never know what you're going to walk in on. And so each week our students have to deal with different cultural scenarios. So it'll be a pregnant Muslim woman or a pregnant Hasidic woman, and then understanding all of the different mores that go along with that culture. For example, with the Orthodox woman, you may want to know, what she needs to do during her contractions, or how to treat her husband, who you can't shake hands with, you're not allowed to make eye contact with, that type of thing, and what he's allowed to see and what he's not allowed to see, because most of them have to be behind the curtain. They can't see the baby being born. So different things like that, so that you're sensitive to that religion, that culture. The same thing with the Muslim woman. She's not allowed to answer your questions. You can ask her a question, and her husband has to answer for her. And so, so there's just understanding those different types of mores that come along with that. Also, the thinking about, your teenage population. What's going to happen with that teenage mom, and how are you going to handle her? Maybe just help her a little bit differently than you would help a more mature woman, for example, and how you help that younger woman to become a good mom. So there's thinking about those types of support systems, what's going on for her, what she may need afterwards, that we want all of our students to be aware of. And then in terms of even treating them, health-wise. So for example, if you've got a Hispanic woman and she's got gestational diabetes, you've got to think about what she eats, what her culture, what those foods are that are normal for her that may contribute or hurt her, and how you might be able to turn that around for her, thinking about how much starch she has in her diet and how much fresh vegetables and fresh fruit she gets to eat. So we want to think about it not just during labor, but also during pregnancy. And our students take issues and trends and a health policy course before they even get to the clinical part of the midwifery practice, and thinking each week in different cultural realms, so that throughout the program it's threaded, a cultural thread throughout the program, so that our students are culturally competent. And I think you'll find that across the country, that all programs really work on being culturally competent in every realm of midwifery care, primary care, newborn, et cetera, et cetera. So we think about it a lot. It's a very huge issue for us.
Thank you so much for this interview. It was really nice, and we're learning a lot from you. Thank you.
Well, I was happy to do it, and I'm happy to answer any other questions that you might have. Feel free to contact me, and you have my email. And I'll thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.